Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Afifah nurul triyana. I will presentation about sex, gender, and health biotechnology. Okay, let's start it. Okay, there is four aspect. First is background, and second is sex and gender. Three is discussion, and fourth is summary. Background. Reproductive technologies have been extensively debated in the literature, as well feminist economists, environmentalists, and agriculturalists have generated substantial debate and literature on gender, while gender-based frameworks have been proposed in the context of public health policy, practice, health research, and epidemiological research. We could identify no systematic framework for gender analysis of health biotechnology in the developing world. Okay. However, the implication for women of health biotechnology have received relatively less attention. Imagine you are a scientist, a research funder, or a policymaker concerned with biotechnology and the developing world. You know that biotechnology holds the promise of spawning health and agricultural intervention such as new vaccines that don't require refrigeration, micronutrient enriched genetically modified plants, and point-of-care diagnosis. In addition, you believe that biotechnology has the potential to improve global health equity. Indeed, technology can play an important role, complementary to social and political intervention in transforming the lives of millions of people in the developing countries, particularly the poor and rural. At the same time, however, you are concerned with the impacts of these new technologies on the health and social well-being of women, who not only often experience a greater burden of disease but also have the responsibility of caring for their families and income generating obligation too. Okay. Sex and gender. Understanding the distinction between sex, which is a biological concept, and gender, which is a social and behavioral construct, is key to a contextual understanding of women's health in a world largely dominated by male norms and biases. In general, sex and gender have much wider influence on disease than is usually acknowledged. They influence the etiology, diagnosis, progression, prevention, treatment, and health outcomes of disease, as well as health-seeking behaviors and exposure to risks. Sex and gender. Having briefly considered the notion of sex and gender, it is now possible to explore 5 sex and gender considerations in the field of biotechnology. For example, a woman's child-bearing potential relates to biology, while child-rearing practice relates to socially construct norms, customs, and values. Gender-based norms vary across cultures and societies, indicating that women and men are not homogeneous groups. Okay. discussion. We purpose sex and gender consideration at 5 critical stages of health biotechnology research and development. First is priority setting and research allocation is priorities and understand health needs of women. Technology design device gender responsive and technology and clinical trials is enroll women and collect, analyze, and report sex-specific data. And commercialization is marketing that takes into consideration women consumers and health service delivery, enhancing women's access to affordable service. Okay. In uh, priority setting is technology design. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) notes that structural change in rural economies, combined with the emergence of new technology, are likely to intensify female marginalization even further in the future unless government officials. In clinical trials, the inclusion of women as research is fundamental to generate a generalizable knowledge commercialization and health service delivery. Summary: Science, ethics, commercialization, and politics all influence the adoption of health biotechnology in the developing world. In turn, gender can influence all these forces. Applying a systematic gender framework to 5K process stage priority setting, product development, clinical trials, and commercialization and delivery could be a first step towards unlocking the opportunities of this promising science for women in the developing world. Summary: Applying a systematic sex and gender framework to 5K process stage of health biotechnology research and development could be a first step towards unlocking the opportunities of this promising science for women in the developing world. In turn, gender can influence all these forces. Applying a systematic gender framework to 5K process stage is priority setting and is biotechnology gender framework summary. Biotechnology gender framework summary is there are 4 aspects too. First is prioritize funding for science that addresses the health needs of women. Second is device gender responsive technology. Third is ensure gender equity in clinical trial design and enhance access to health care and service delivery for women. Fourth is a range of commercialization strategies appropriate for women. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.